Every man wants to be chosen. But what do you do when the woman you want has endless options, constant attention, and more admiration than she can even process? Most men panic, overgive, and eventually become invisible. But today, you're going to learn the silent, psychological strategies that make a woman choose you, even when she could choose anyone. This isn't about tricks, games, or begging for attention. This is about becoming the one man she can't ignore, can't read, and can't replace. Let me show you why the crowd chases her, but she chases the one who understands the dark psychology of attraction. In a world where a woman is surrounded by attention, compliments, and men eager to impress her, the loudest voice is rarely the one she listens to. What captures her is the man who refuses to behave like the rest. When every other man tries to prove he is worthy, the one who does not seek validation becomes the most intriguing. Most men believe that desire is something you express outwardly, but in truth, desire is something you make the other person feel inwardly. When a woman has many options, she becomes numb to predictable behaviors. Compliments no longer excite her. Constant interest no longer surprises her, and desperate effort no longer flatters her. She has seen all of it before. What she has not seen is a man who can show interest without surrendering his value, who can express warmth without drowning in it, who can be present without being predictable. Standing out is not about wearing something flashy or speaking loudly. It is about creating contrast through discipline. The man who stands out is the one she cannot fully understand. He speaks when he chooses to speak, not when she expects him to. He gives attention when it feels earned, not when she demands it. His presence feels intentional, not desperate. In a world full of men who chase, the man who chooses his moments becomes a rare presence. Predictable men are forgettable because their intentions are obvious. Unpredictability rooted in self-control, not games, creates a psychological tension that keeps her mind orbiting around you. She begins to wonder why you're not trying harder, why you're not overwhelmed by her beauty, why you're not joining the crowd of men competing for her. Curiosity becomes the first crack in her emotional defenses. Women do not choose the man who shouts the loudest. They choose the man who makes them think. When she tries to read you and fails, her mind begins working overtime. This is where attraction quietly transforms into fascination. You become more than another admirer. You become a puzzle, and the human mind is wired to solve puzzles. When she cannot predict your reactions, responses, or availability, her emotions heighten. She starts paying closer attention to your behavior, wondering what you want, what you think, and what you feel. Her imagination becomes involved, and once her imagination enters the equation, you no longer compete with other men. They are loud, you are silent but mysterious. They are obvious, you are layered. They show desire, you show discipline. And discipline, in the world of you women, is the sharpest weapon a man can wield. Power in attraction is not created by giving more. It is created by making the other person give first. Most men misunderstand this and rush to offer attention, praise, affection, and effort, believing that generosity will win them favor. But when a woman has many options, generosity becomes ordinary. Every man gives, every man tries, every man offers something. What she rarely encounters is a man who understands the psychology of value, who realizes that what you give too freely becomes invisible. Human nature is simple. We protect what we invest in, and we devalue what we receive without effort. When she invests even the smallest amount of time, curiosity, questions, emotional energy, her mind instinctively elevates your importance because now part of her identity is involved in you. Making her invest does not mean manipulating her or tricking her. It means creating a dynamic where your attention is something she must earn, not something she is automatically entitled to. When she reaches out first, asks you something, tries to keep the conversation alive, or seeks your presence. She begins a psychological pattern of valuing you more than the men who constantly seek her. Every message you reply to becomes more meaningful when she initiated the exchange. Every compliment you give becomes more powerful when she has already shown interest. And every moment of your time becomes more precious when she had to take a step toward you to receive it. Men lose power by overgiving, by showing interest without any proof that she deserves it. This makes her feel like she is doing you a favor by acknowledging you, but when she has to take the first step, even subtly, she feels a sense of ownership. She starts to see herself as part of the interaction, not just the recipient of your efforts. This shifts the balance. You are no longer another admirer. You are someone she must maintain, someone she must keep engaged, someone she cannot afford to bore or lose. Her mind begins to work for you instead of against you. Investment builds emotional depth. The more she invests, the more she will rationalize why you are valuable. She will unconsciously justify her interest, convince herself you have qualities others don't, and elevate your position in her mind. It is not your words or efforts that raise your value. It is her effort. When she allows herself to chase you even a little, her ego becomes part of the equation. And once her ego is involved, walking away becomes harder for her, because leaving you would mean admitting she invested in the wrong man. By making her invest before you give anything meaningful, you transform her interest from something temporary into something emotionally anchored, something she feels compelled to continue pursuing. Most men believe that comfort is the foundation of attraction. They think being consistently available, consistently kind, consistently supportive, and consistently gentle will make a woman choose them over others. But comfort alone produces one thing: emotional flatness. And flatness kills intrigue. A woman surrounded by attention becomes numb to anything predictable. What she craves, what her subconscious responds to, is emotional contrast. It is the rise and fall, the warm moment followed by a pause, the unexpected silence after a moment of connection, the presence mixed with mystery. Contrast activates her emotions, and emotions create attachment. When she feels too certain about you, her desire weakens. When she feels slightly uncertain, her desire intensifies. Emotional contrast is not manipulation, it is rhythm. Just as music needs pauses between notes to create meaning, your presence must have intervals to have impact. If you are always available, your attention becomes background noise. If you are always warm, your warmth loses its weight. If you always respond instantly, your responses lose their value. But when your warmth appears in rare, intentional moments, it becomes something she remembers. When your attention is not guaranteed, it becomes something she seeks. When your presence cannot be predicted, it becomes something she thinks about even when you're gone. The human mind attaches to what it cannot fully anticipate. The slight uncertainty you create by not being emotionally constant keeps her evaluating, guessing, and observing your behavior. She starts to wonder why you're not like the others who crowd her with predictable affection. She wonders why your energy feels different, why she cannot fully grasp your emotional patterns, why she feels drawn to you even when you haven't said much. This wondering creates internal tension, and tension is the birthplace of attraction. The more she tries to mentally decode you, the more emotionally invested she becomes. Contrast also prevents you from being categorized. Women quickly place men into mental boxes: the friend, the admirer, the entertainer, the nice guy, the unchallenging option. Continuous comfort locks you into one of these roles, and once you are placed there, it becomes very difficult to escape. But when your presence carries light and shadow, warmth, and restraint. She cannot put you into a box. You remain undefined, and what is undefined cannot be dismissed. A moment of genuine connection, followed by a moment of elegant distance, creates a psychological loop. She experiences emotion, then she searches for it again. She feels warmth, then she wonders where it went. She receives attention, then she feels its absence. Each cycle strengthens the emotional impact of the next interaction. Constant comfort weakens emotional memory, but contrast deepens it. This is why the men who create emotional contrast are the ones women think about at night, replaying conversations, reading into every detail, analyzing every pause. They feel something they cannot name, and that unnamed feeling becomes the very reason they keep returning, searching for more of the emotional experience only you can provide. True influence in attraction does not come from controlling a woman. It comes from controlling the frame of the interaction. The frame is the invisible atmosphere that dictates how both people behave, speak, respond, and feel. When you dominate the frame, you set the emotional tone without ever raising your voice, forcing your will, or demanding anything from her. Most men try to win a woman by reacting to her texts, her moods, her preferences, her attention, her withdrawals. Every reaction lowers your value because it signals that she is the one shaping the dynamic. The man who dominates the frame does the opposite. He moves in his own rhythm, speaks from his own center, and allows her to naturally align with him. This is not arrogance, it is psychological leadership. Women are instinctively drawn to the man who appears self-directed. A man who leads himself without needing approval sets a powerful frame. When you are calm, she calibrates her energy around your calmness. When you are composed, she feels safe enough to drop the chaos she carries. When you move slowly and deliberately, she subconsciously slows down to match you. The frame is established not through force, but through presence. You are not trying to dominate her, you are simply rooted in your own identity so deeply that she adjusts to your emotional temperature. Most men are emotionally reactive, which places the woman in the dominant position, even if she doesn't want it. She becomes the one deciding when conversations start, when they end, how long they last, what the mood is, and what direction the connection takes. But when you become the one who guides the tempo, the interaction takes on your shape. Dominating the frame means you never rush. You do not over-explain. You do not attempt to prove yourself. You do not mirror her energy. She mirrors yours when she tries to test you, by pulling back, by showing disinterest, by acting unpredictable. You do not shift your behavior. Your steadiness tells her that she cannot control you emotionally, and paradoxically, this makes her feel more drawn to you. A woman does not want a puppet, she wants a presence, someone whose world does not shake just because hers does. The frame you set becomes a silent signal of strength, and strength is magnetic. When you dominate the frame, you also control the narrative without ever stating it. You decide what conversations are worth engaging in, what energy you give attention to, and what direction the connection should evolve in. You subtly guide the mood, sometimes playful, sometimes deep, sometimes serious, sometimes mysterious. This keeps her emotionally responsive to you rather than you chasing her emotional state. She feels led without feeling controlled, guided without feeling pressured. The absence of pressure is what makes your presence irresistible. She senses stability, direction, and a quiet authority that does not need to announce itself. And in a world full of men trying aggressively to impress her, the man who silently commands the frame becomes the one she instinctively follows, because he makes her feel something she cannot manufacture on her own. Emotional gravity. Most men fear withdrawal. They fear losing her attention, losing her interest, losing their place. in her life. So they hold on tightly, respond instantly, stay available, and keep giving energy even when the woman has given them nothing in return. But what they fail to understand is one of the oldest truths of human psychology. What can be lost becomes valuable, and what is always available becomes invisible. When you withdraw first, not harshly, not dramatically, but subtly and with intention, you create a shift in the power dynamic. You signal that your world moves with or without her, that your attention is not a permanent privilege, and that your time is something she must continuously earn. This small act changes everything. Withdrawal is not about disappearing. It is about ending things on your terms. When you end the conversation first, her mind notices. When you leave the call while the energy is still good, her emotions remain engaged. When you step back just slightly after giving a moment of connection, she feels the sudden contrast. This contrast activates psychological pursuit. She begins to wonder why you left, why you didn't stay longer, why you didn't stretch the interaction the way most men do. Curiosity becomes the seed, and from that seed grows a quiet pull towards you. She starts to replay the conversation, think about your tone, your words, your presence, and the fact that you walked away first. The man who withdraws first becomes the man she tries to understand. He becomes the one whose approval she unconsciously seeks. People chase what moves away from them, not what clings to them. When you withdraw with composure, you trigger a survival-level instinct, the instinct to secure what feels uncertain. A woman surrounded by options is used to men holding on. She is not used to men stepping back. Withdrawal breaks the pattern she sees every day. She expects pursuit, and when it does not come, she begins to feel the absence. The absence turns into awareness, and awareness turns into interest. She starts asking herself questions she has never asked about other men. Did he lose interest? Is he talking to someone else? Why didn't he stay longer if he liked me? These questions are emotional hooks, and once they form, they pull her toward you even when you remain silent. Withdraw first, and the dynamic shifts from you trying to stay in her life to her trying to remain in yours. This shift creates a sense of urgency. She becomes more careful with her words, more thoughtful with her responses, more intentional with her effort. And with every small piece of investment she makes to resecure your attention, her attachment grows deeper. Withdrawal makes her realize that access to you is not guaranteed. It forces her to evaluate what she feels. It exposes whether she genuinely values you or was simply enjoying the attention. And when done with confidence rather than emotional reaction, withdrawal becomes the quiet signal that separates you from every other man she knows, the signal that you will not be held by desire alone, and that if she wants you, she must choose you actively, not casually. A woman with many options is not impressed by effort, noise, or attention. She is surrounded by men who offer all three without understanding that abundance kills desire. What sets you apart is not how hard you try, but how differently you move. When you stand out through discipline, when you make her invest before you ever give, when you create emotional contrast instead of constant comfort, when you guide the interaction through a steady, unshakable frame, and when you withdraw first with quiet confidence, you stop being another option and become the only option her mind returns to. Attraction is never won by overpowering someone. It is won by mastering yourself. When you embody rarity, she will feel it. When you act from strength rather than fear, she will notice it. And when your presence becomes a combination of mystery, intention, and restraint, she will not just desire you, she will choose you, even when she doesn't fully understand why.